and say hello to New York City.
Alright, day 5 in New York and it's starting off rainy. It's very windy out. We're currently on our way to the NBC store and the gift shop, and we're going to be doing a tour, which is extremely exciting. Hopefully we'll be seeing something like Jimmy Fallon's studios and other things, so I'm very excited to see what this is all about because I'm very much into TV shows like that. So sadly we could not film behind the scenes of the NBC Studio Tour. I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. If you are interested in media, I would definitely recommend that you do it if you visit New York. So we got to see different studios such as the NBC studio for the news. They use it for multiple purposes, as well as the Late Night with Seth Meyers studio. Very cool talk show, by the way. And lastly, Saturday Night Live. Also an awesome sketch program. So as you can see here, we made our own talk show. As you can see, I was part of the band. There was a person hosting, there was people behind the cameras, people really behind the scenes working on the audio. It was really cool to have this experience actually at NBC and to see how they work. So yeah, I truly enjoyed it. So as you can see here, we embarked on the virtual reality tour bus called The Ride, and we did a downtown experience and got to see a huge part of Manhattan with VR glasses and in the beautiful bus. So sometimes the bus stopped and we had to put on the glasses to get a historical look of New York City. So in Belgium it could be something that would be used in Brussels as an experience for tourists, so they get a whole historical view of the city. But for example also in Belgium in general to show the history of both world wars. That could be very interesting, and I would give it a 7 out of 10. So we are currently walking through SoHo, which is a very pretty neighborhood. We're looking at some stores and just checking it out because it's like a part of New York that is completely different than to what we've been before, and I'm excited to explore it some more. So overall today we got to experience all new technologies of video at the NBC Studio Tour, for example, while making our own show, during the ride with VR, and during West Side Story. They also played with video, but more on that later. So this night we went to the musical of West Side Story on Broadway. I think I had seen excerpts of the movie before. I don't think I had seen the whole movie, so I didn't really know the exact story, but in America it is like a real classic, and in general it was awesome, really worth my money. So for example, I will try to insert some photos if possible because I obviously don't have like any images of the show. But the decor in this musical was so interesting. They did make use of real decor pieces, but the main thing that they made use of and that really attracted my eye was a huge cinema screen on which they would project videos of like the background where people would, like, for example, walk outside. You would see like the landscape, but not just that. There was also a videographer on stage at the moment that the musical was going on. You could see him filming, and he was like, well, his clothing was also completely blended into the cast, and he was like walking around on stage following the actors with his camera, and he was capturing like their facial expressions, and so like the people in the back would also easily be able to see everything. It really helped for me to like make the story much stronger, and that's why I think video is such an amazing thing because it can do so much. Yeah, to me that was really something that stood out. For example, when a character would walk off stage, but it wouldn't like be behind the scenes, still in a living room, for example, those images would also be shown. I don't know if they're pre-recorded or not, I think some might be, but it was a really cool use of video to enhance the story and make the story much stronger. So it is actually a heart-wrenching story if you think about it. I am not going to spoil anything if you haven't seen the movie or heard of the story, but this musical is actually very special because it has been remade. It has been on Broadway. It had been on Broadway, like the original West Side Story musical, but now it's been adapted by, for example, Ivo van Hove, like the head of production is Belgian, which is really cool to see that they achieved this on Broadway. And I remember walking out of the theater being like, wow, this was really, really impressive. I am normally, like, I am a fan of musicals, but this was extremely impressive. And yeah, if you get the chance to watch it, please do, because it's truly worth your time. So I would definitely, like, I'm maybe over exaggerating, but this is like a 10 out of 10 to me. It was one of the coolest experiences that we had in New York.